Hey everyone, I wanted to show you what you're going to use for the budgeting assignment if you decide to do the budgeting assignment. I think this Pennsylvania Career Zone website is pretty interesting because it helps you think about what your budget would need to look like. So if you come to PACareerZone.org/budget. I put the link on Schoology for you so you don't have to type it in. It brings you to this home page. Up here at the top, it will ask you to sign in. I'm already signed in. So you will need to create an account. All you do is put in your school email address and your name and it makes you an account. But make sure you put that in, otherwise your work will get deleted and you might not get to send it to me for credit. So you'll create an account. And on this page here called Budget Your Life, you're going to do two things. So the first thing you're going to do is choose your lifestyle. Okay, so you're going to budget how much money you're going to need. And you're going to put in the zip code of where you live and click Begin. Okay, now I want you guys to do this like you're in college. So I want you to pick your answers based on how you think it's going to be in college next year. So where you plan to live during college. So let's say you're going to rent an apartment during college. And see how when I clicked rent an apartment, it tells me the average monthly cost in my zip code, okay? But let's say this comes up and I'm like, oh, that's a lot of money. I don't want to have to work that much. You can try to click a different one, okay? Like living with your parents is probably only going to be $280, way cheaper, right? Are you going to try to buy a house? That's going to be way more expensive. So it gives you all these choices and you can click around until you find one that's right for you. And as you're clicking around, so let's say I pick that I'm going to rent an apartment. If I click next section, down here at the bottom, it keeps track of all my choices for me. So it shows me my total as I go. So if I don't like something, I can go back to my old one and I can change my answer, okay? So you're going to click through here and decide like what bills are you going to have to pay. So if you're living in your own apartment, maybe you need to pay your own cell phone and you need to pay for gas, electric, water, and trash, or whatever you decide. Maybe you just want internet but not TV, right? And so it's going to add it up for me here again when I press next. So you're going to work all the way through this until you get to the total at the end. I'm just going to pick some random answers really quick so we can get to the end so I can show you guys what to do next. But you're going to read them. You're going to pick, you know, the things that make the most sense for you. Again, I'm just picking random stuff to get to the end so I can show you what to do. You're going to pick real answers. Okay, so all those random answers that I picked says my monthly spending is going to be $3,944. Okay, and then it also tells you by year, which I think is interesting because that would help you if you had a job figure out how much you needed to make every year. So it has the breakdown of all the choices you picked. Okay. And if you do it, right, like for most of you in college, that's way too much money to make every month. You're not going to make that much money in a month in college, especially first starting, right? It shows a breakdown of your budget and it says, do you need to make changes or add items? You can select any of the sections and change them. So let's say you decided this is way too much. I'm going to go ahead and live at home instead. You go back to housing, you change it, you click next, and you can come back to the total and see how much it went down just because I changed my housing choice. So you can change it until you're happy with it, okay? So once you're happy with this right here, okay, you're gonna click print. And you can do this two ways. So right here, it gives me like a little booklet, which I think is pretty cool, of the breakdown of this, okay? You can download the booklet. You don't have to actually print it, okay? You just click print to download it. You can write your name and budget. So I'm going to save it. And when you save it, now it's saved on your computer and you can email it to me for credit for this assignment, okay? If you're working on your phone, oh, I didn't want to do that. Wait, let's see. Let me fix that. Okay, so once you have printed it and saved it, now it's on your computer and you can email it to me. But if you're doing this on your phone or something and you can't like save it to your phone, you can screenshot all of this too. And you can just take a couple of screenshots until you get it all and you can email me the screenshots. Once you're done with the salary part, then it says view occupations. So this will kind of help you figure out like what kind of occupations would make that much money in a year. So if you said you wanted to go into education, so I'll pick that since I'm a teacher, okay? You can leave the job zone open, okay, and the salary open. Like just leave it open to the maximum everything and click filter. So once you have your career pathway in there, it'll give you all these different jobs you could have that would meet your budget. Okay, and when it says job zone over here, what it's saying is how much education you need to do that job. So to do all these jobs in education, 5 means you need a lot of education, right? Because to be a teacher, you have to have your bachelor's degree and you have to have a teaching credential. It's a lot of education. So you can scroll down the list, right? You're probably not going to be able to do any of these jobs in education based on the budget that I just made when I randomly picked stuff, because you need advanced degrees to do all of those. But when you guys make your selections for a real budget, you should be able to find some jobs that are in the 1 and 2 job zone. And those are jobs that you could have right after high school while you're in college, okay? So you'll pull up this occupations list here, see if anything matches what you wrote your career research project about or what you actually want to do. So I could pick special education teacher, secondary school. That's what I actually do, right? And I could pick this job here and it shows me an average salary, okay? I can click, I think I can change this right here. Yeah, I can change it to my state. So actually, my state, right, is a little bit more. California, we get paid more than Pennsylvania, okay? So you can add your state. So it shows you it requires a lot of education to do this job. How many openings there are in California is like 810, okay? And it tells you about the job, what this person does. You guys kind of already know all of this stuff because we've done so much work in class, but you might come across something new here that interests you, or you might find a similar occupation that interests you. Or this graph over here, like the teaching one's just kind of basic because we teach. There's not a lot of different choices, but depending on which job you pick, this graph might have a bunch of different industries on it that you didn't even know you could work in. So there's all kinds of resources here, different colleges you can go to, the education you would need for the job, if there's certificates for the job, what kind of jobs are available right now, and companies that have this job, which, like, again, as a teacher, it would just be schools, right? So you can see all these different things about this job. I want you to screenshot this screen right here with this at the top with your California tab open on it. So make sure you actually click on that and you pick California so that it shows it. So see how I can click on Pennsylvania and I can add California to it. And now California is the second one after Pennsylvania. So screenshot this and send it to me, and that will be your assignment for this week for the budgeting part. I recommend you guys play with that budget a lot. You can go back and forth between them because you made an account. So if you go to your hub, it'll tell you what's in here. But if you go to your hub, okay, it has the budget that you worked on. It has an interest profile, so you can keep working on here and build up a whole interest profile. There are some different things you can do in here to kind of figure out more about the jobs you're interested in. I know many of you knew exactly what you wanted to do. Some of you just know you're going to college, but you're not exactly sure what you're going to do yet. I think this would be a great way to find out. But if you want to keep adjusting this budget until you feel like you get it right, it's right here. You just click on it and you can change it all around until you're happy with it. Okay, so that would be your assignment for this week. You send me those 2 things, the end of your budget with all this information on it. You can print it and email me the printout, or you can screenshot everything and email me the screenshots. And then the career one at the end, that you pick the career that fits your budget. And remember, if the thing you want to do that you think you're going to college for is not within that budget, you need to go back and fix your budget until it works, until the career or the thing you want to do is a choice. Otherwise, your budget's not going to work. But again, we're doing this for college. So if you want to be a nurse in the long run, your budget doesn't have to fit a nurse the first year of college. Your budget needs to fit something else that you want to do while you're going to college, okay? But you could play with it until it fits nurse, and that would help you figure out exactly how much you think you're going to make and what it would cost you to live in California in the future as a nurse, okay? Thanks, guys. I'll talk to you soon.